Anambra State government has asked citizens to be mindful of the environment in order to be able to address some of the ecological issues facing the state. The Commissioner for Environment, Engineer Felix Udumegu, stated this during a one-day youth leadership workshop in Onitsha. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike has status.
The Youth Leadership Workshop was organized by the Nigerian Youth SDGs Network, NG Youth SDGs, a youth-led and 7 civil society organization advocating for the meaningful engagement of young Nigerians in attaining United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The program, which featured capacity building, training and advocacy workshop, explores good practices for young people to develop individual skills and means to become advocates against climate change. The workshop, themed Climate Justice and Change in Attendance, engaged participants in a parliamentary session debate and sharing of ideas for best policy practices and recommendations. Speaking, Commissioner Udumegu, who spoke to the Director, Ecology Department in the Ministry, Mrs. Ifeoma Onuzulike, said that climate change is man-made and advocated massive awareness on the implications of destroying the environment, including cutting of trees, blocking of drainages, and indiscriminate dumping of refuse. The Environment Commissioner called for attitudinal change on the environment as no human can survive without the environment, and concluded by asking the youths to leverage on the opportunity to widen their scope of knowledge.
So climate change is what each and every one of us, there is no exemption. Everybody, all hands must be on the earth to combat this devastating effect of climate change in our environment.
In an address of welcome, the Anambra State's champion of the network, Mrs. Chidimma Okoye, pointed out that the aim of the workshop was to provide training for youths in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country in order for them to develop the skills and means to engage in dialogue and exchange ideas on climate issues such as pollution, flood, among other related issues confronting the nation. According to her, the workshop was to prepare them ahead of the COP27 coming up on November 6, 2022 in Egypt, and stated categorically that issues of climate change and biodiversity loss in Nigeria requires stronger commitment, as the organization believes that young people have the ability of addressing the issues destroying the country.
They are the future. When we get them, they can go back to their families, to their friends, neighbors and all that. Let's just fight against this misuse of our environment, let me just put it that way, and protect our environment.
A resource person, Mr. John Bosco Ibekwe, revealed that some of the environmental disasters facing the nation is a return of the careless treatment by the people, warning that without proper care of the environment, there is no solution to climate change.
God has created everything and has handed it over to us as young people to take care of. How to take care of things is also the future of the human family.
During the interactive section, Mrs. Chioma Chukwuemeka from Onitsha, Mr. Okunna Ikwazom from Nnewi, and Chinedu Ololo from Oka suggested that government should provide a policy that will tackle some of the consequences of climate change.